In the rich tapestry of comedy history, many comedic geniuses bore the weight of personal tragedies. Among these legendary figures, one shone bright, Lou Costello, a man with an unmatched gift for humor. Sadly, the path of his life was paved with profound sorrow. Lou and his beloved wife, Anne, endured a heart-wrenching agony that no parent should ever face, the unimaginable loss of their child. Digging deeper into the life of Anne Costello, we discover her roots. Born in 1912 in Glasgow, Scotland, she was the second daughter of William and Isabel Battler. Fate took a twist when, at the tender age of 8, Anne embarked on a life-altering journey alongside her father. Together, they set sail for the United States, seeking a promising future in a foreign land. William wanted to test the waters before uprooting the entire family, and he chose Anne's older sister, Hannah, to accompany him. Their new home became Pawtucket, Rhode Island, where they settled. However, fate had another plan in store. Just 6 months after their arrival, tragedy struck when Anne's father fell ill with pneumonia, forcing her mother and her 2 younger sisters to hastily join them from Scotland. This fresh start demanded new identities, and thus the Battler sisters transformed. Hannah became Anne, Isabel took on the name Irene, and Mary embraced the moniker Mame. As Anne journeyed through her teenage years, she found solace in the world of dance. Her nimble feet gracefully embraced the art, and she soon emerged as a skilled dancer. Alongside her older sister Irene, who shared her passion, Anne earned a multitude of accolades, adorning their lives with gleaming medals that celebrated their prowess in Scottish dance. In the year 1930, a spark of ambition ignited within Anne's heart, propelling her toward the dazzling realm of show business. Eager to share her tap dancing talents with the world, she embarked on a dancing career in Providence. However, her aspirations knew no bounds, and soon she found herself drawn to the vibrant lights of New York City. Within a year or two, she made her way to the grand stage of Broadway, joining the chorus line at the Republic Theater for the renowned production of This Was Burlesque, led by the esteemed Anne Costello. It was during this time that fate intervened, weaving its intricate web of connections. Within the ensemble, Anne encountered a fellow performer who would forever change the course of her life, comic genius Lou Costello. Both Lou and Anne were familiar faces in the world of burlesque, and their shared acquaintance with Costello provided the perfect opportunity for their paths to intertwine. Persuaded by the charismatic Costello, Anne agreed to embark on a date with Lou. While waiting in the wings, the universe orchestrated a whimsical twist of events. Lou, making his way to the stage, accidentally knocked over a clothes tree, which found its mark on Anne's head. In that serendipitous moment, their connection deepened, and they became an unwavering couple devoted to one another. Their love blossomed further, culminating in a joyous union on January 30th, 1934, in the enchanting state of Massachusetts. In a tender display of affection, Anne adorned her finger with her mother's ring, as Lou had, unfortunately, forgotten her wedding band. Nestled in the heart of Manhattan, Anne and Lou Costello embarked on their journey as a newly married couple. During those cherished weekends, a special visitor graced their home, Anne's father-in-law. With passion and care, he imparted his wisdom on the art of Italian cooking, igniting Anne's culinary prowess. However, fate dealt a harsh blow not long after their wedding day. On a fateful evening, while driving home from the theater, tragedy struck in the form of a grave car accident. The impact shattered Anne's neck, rendering her body vulnerable and confined within a full-body cast for months on end. With her dancing career abruptly halted, Anne redirected her unwavering determination and unwavering energy toward her role as a devoted wife and mother. Wholeheartedly embracing her new path, she immersed herself in the joys and challenges of nurturing a family. 4 precious children graced their lives: Patricia Ann, lovingly known as Patty, born in 1936, Carol Lou, who brought further joy upon her arrival in 1939, Louis Jr., affectionately called Butch, joined their ranks in 1942, and Christine, lovingly referred to as Chris, completing their vibrant family in 1947. The family moved to Hollywood in 1940, eventually settling into a lavish mansion in the Sherman Oaks neighborhood. Yet, the hands of fate would test their resilience once more. On November 4th, 1943, tragedy struck their lives with an unimaginable force. Their only son, Louis Jr., met a devastating fate, drowning in their family pool. Overwhelmed by grief, Anne shouldered the weight of immense guilt, blaming herself for the irreplaceable loss. The phone call she was engaged in during that fateful moment further deepened her anguish. The aftermath left an indelible mark on both Anne and her husband, forever altering the essence of their beings. The year 1954 brought forth unforeseen challenges as the Costello family found themselves entangled in a predicament with the Internal Revenue Service. Compelled by circumstances, they were forced to bid farewell to their cherished mansion, relinquishing their grandeur for a more modest dwelling, a ranch nestled in Canoga Park. While Anne endeavored to navigate this new reality with grace, the emotional toll weighed heavily upon her heart, for she yearned to shield her family from the impact of their downgraded circumstances. As time carried on, 4 years later, in 1958, the burden of taxes and upkeep proved insurmountable, necessitating yet another relocation. The family, now comprising Anne, her husband, and their youngest daughter, embarked on a journey to seek refuge in an apartment with the familiar confines of Sherman Oaks, Anne's old neighborhood. However, as the weight of these changes bore down upon her, Anne's health began to falter. A heart attack led to her being hospitalized, while the onset of asthma further added to her physical trials. March of 1959 marked a devastating turning point in Anne Costello's life, as she was plunged into widowhood. Her beloved husband, Lou, succumbed to a heart attack, the culmination of his long-standing battle with rheumatic fever. Overwhelmed by grief, Anne found solace in the companionship of her daughter, Chris, as they sought refuge in a new home within their familiar neighborhood. Tragically, the trials that Anne endured had taken a toll on her well-being. The struggles she faced, including her escalating battle with alcohol, compounded by the profound losses of her husband and son, exacted a heavy toll on her emotional and physical health. Despite her valiant efforts to persevere, the weight of these burdens ultimately caught up with her. At the tender age of 47, Anne Costello's journey came to a sorrowful end. The curtain fell on the life of a woman who had stood alongside a remarkable clown, leaving behind a legacy overshadowed by a heart-rending tale of personal tragedy. Goodbye and rest in peace to the Lou Costello's family.